Hi guys and welcome back to Monster Cario Gaming, and we have a little bit of a follow-up video from the last deck profile we did. So the deck profile was my version of Invoked Dogmatika with a little bit of the branded fusion engine in it. So the video did surprisingly well. The last Invoked video we did didn't do too well, so it's nice to see that this one done well. Thanks to everybody for the support, everybody who watched the video, and just for anybody who's wondering about the combos maybe in the deck. That's what this video is just kind of go around and just kind of show just kind of in a bit more depth on what you actually do combo wise in the deck. First off, just if everybody can subscribe to the channel, see the other content in the channel after this one, you might like it. Stick around. If you get used to seeing this face, then work away. Not gonna tell you not to subscribe. Have to feed the family somehow. So we're going to get into it now. This is the hand that I've got. I'm using EDO Pro, Edo Pro, whatever. Don't like Dueling Book. So I'm just going to kind of go off on a little bit of a tangent here before I go into the actual combos. The whole point of this deck is to kind of get one card combos. So in terms of one card combos, we have Aleister, and you have multiple ways in the Aleister through your Meltdown, through your Terraforming. So any copy of Aleister basically gets you a Macabre. Any Ecclesia can either get you a choice of the Fleur de Lis or the Punishment. And then we have the Fusion Destiny, which is basically just the two cards. You can't have the hard deck into it, unfortunately, to get the DP. You could also get the DP by drawing the Ecclesia and the Aleister and just choosing not to activate the Ecclesia's effect. Comes up sometimes because then you go into the Verte, you can have the Macabre and the DP on board, which kind of comes up. And then you've got the Branded Fusion, which is basically just hard decking on the Branded Fusion, and then the Ecclesia, which is the 3 Ecclesia and the 2 Nadir. So the first combo I'm going to show you is just the standard combo I would normally do with the Ecclesia and the Aleister. So I've took the Shadow engine out, didn't like it. The amount I said it in the deck profile, the amount of times you let your opponent take 2 cards from their action deck and send it to the grave, and it hurts. It's just this form, and it's not worth doing. So normal summon Aleister, of course you do. Activate the effect to add the invocation. So now this is the standard play of going into the Almirage and then going into the Secure Gardener. So now what you choose to do is use the invocation to fusion summon the Macabre using the Secure Gardener and the Aleister. Summoning the Macabre. So now what you would normally do is just the usual, add the Aleister back to hand, shuffle the invocation back in the deck. So now that you've got your extra deck monster on the field, you can go into the Ecclesia. So we use Ecclesia's effect, special summon itself in defense position. Activate Ecclesia's effect, and now normally you would kind of choose, I would normally add the Fleur de Lis first, depending on the matchup I'm going against, maybe, or just how I'm feeling. Punishment's kind of a win more card here in this situation. It does stop you special summon the next turn. I would normally grab the Fleur de Lis because it's a hand trap. Again, depends on what I have in my hand. If I have more hand traps, I'll probably grab the punishment. So obviously now, I don't want to do this. No chains. So we'll grab punishment. Set punishment. And then you would normally pass here. If you add the Fleur de Lis, there's one thing you need to kind of realize. Sometimes it might be better to add the punishment because you can use the punishment's effect on your opponent's turn to pitch the Titanclad, and then end phase Titanclad can search the Fleur de Lis, which you can then summon next turn because you can't summon from the extra deck because you've used punishment. So at least you have the Fleur de Lis in your hand to kind of push a bit further. So now that's in my hand, I kind of want to talk about it. There can only be one. This card is just, it's insane in this deck. And the reason, I'm kind of glad that I drew it in this hand because I can explain the one very small downside for it in this deck. With this board, if I had, say, this set, I passed to my opponent's turn and I flipped it up, I can't summon Fleur de Lis using its effect because it's a spellcaster, unfortunately. So sometimes that needs to be you need to bear that in mind. So if I did have that in hand, there can only be one, I would normally add punishment because you can't You can't. There's no point adding Fleur de Lis and then activating there can only be one because you can't actually summon it. So that would normally be my play, and then there can only be one. I would only resolve that if it came down to I've blown through the negates. I'm not going to use the Fleur. The Fleur is not going to be enough. I'll flip that up. So that's basically the combo with the Aleister and the Ecclesia. I'll move on to the next combo. It should be the Aleister and the Branded Fusion. So, second combo. So this is a combo where you will have access to Aleister in any way. Like I said, if you're Meltdown, your Aleister, or your Terraforming. And then you draw the copy of Branded Fusion. So you would normal summon the Aleister. Effect of the Aleister, add the Invocation. Now, normally this is kind of where it differs a little bit from the Ecclesia combo. Normally you would go into the Albaz and the Secure Gardener. You can't do that with Branded Fusion because you can only summon fusions this turn. So we go Branded Fusion. We are going to summon the Albion. So we send the Fallen of Albaz, and then I would just normally send an Effect Failure. I wish I had a better light target. If anybody knows a better light target, let me know. I personally don't have one. So, summons Albion. Albion uses its effect. Summon Mirror Jade using itself and the Albaz. And now the good thing is now you have the light in the grave. So now you can use Invocation. So we can summon the Macabre using the Aleister and the Effect Failure. And that's our board. Yes, we can grab the Invocation's effect to add the Aleister back to hand, which is always good for follow-up plays for the next turn or just a monster negate for the Macabre. So I believe this is now the best board that this deck has. So what you have here in reality is the negate of the Macabre. You may have hand traps in hand also, so that helps. You have Mirror Jade's effect to banish. So the great thing about this is what I would normally do is negate with the Macabre, whatever it is you want to negate. Banish with the Mirror Jade, whatever you want to banish. Sending the Titanclad. So if we go to Titanclad. So during the end phase, this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. Add to your hand or special summon one Dogmatika monster or one Fallen of Albaz monster from your deck. So good thing for this is end phase, you can either summon the Albaz to fuse with something that's on your opponent's board. Get rid of something. We don't really have a target for it right now. You can run a target, but I only run Titanclad, which could come up. But I would normally use it to special summon Ecclesia and use its effect to add Fleur, or else the punishment, most likely Fleur. So that means we'll have for next turn, we'll have the Macabre, we'll have the Mirror Jade, we will have the Ecclesia on board. We can normal summon the Aleister again to fuse into Ugoides because we will have the Titanclad engrave, and we have Fleur, which will also put itself up to 3k attack and Ecclesia up to 2000 attack. So it's just the best board, especially if you can get this particular board with the there can only be one as well. Very hard for your opponent to out. And what's good about all this is this was 2 cards in your hand. That's literally all you needed. Those 2 cards. So you have 3 extra cards in hand and the Aleister, which you're going to add back if you get your combos all through. So yeah, that's, in my opinion, the strongest combo we have right now. And also, you can follow this up with the Fusion Destiny. If you have the Fusion Destiny in hand, you also get your DPE on board, which again, if you have there can only be one, it doesn't mess with it. So that's it for that combo. Personally, like I said, I think that's the best one, but we'll get into the last one, which is pretty straightforward anyway, so we'll be back in just a tick. So another combo, pretty straightforward. It's not even a combo, it's pretty self-explanatory. Aleister and Fusion Destiny. So Aleister adds Invocation. We go Almirage, Secure Gardener. We activate the Invocation. Simple, same as it always is. Secure Gardener, Aleister to this, Add back the Aleister with the Invocation. Then we activate Fusion Destiny. Summon DP. There. So if this was an actual hand that we drew, in reality what we have is DP's pop, Makaba's negate, and we have an Ice Blossom, a Ghost Ogre, and an Effect Filler in hand. So yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, like I said, pretty straightforward combo. It's just having a Fusion Destiny and a DP or a Aleister. Like I said at the start, this isn't a particularly combo heavy tutorial video. It's more just little tiny one-off engines. This whole deck is just little one-off engines. So it's a mix of the one card engines, which is 3 Aleister, 3 Meltdown, 1 Terraforming. So that's 7 copies of Aleister. We have the 2 Nadir and the 3 Ecclesia, so that's 5 copies of Ecclesia, 3 Branded Fusion, 2 Fusion Destiny. So that's 5, 10, 17. So basically half of your deck is one card engines. That's probably the most consistent I've ever got this deck to. And then we have, I believe it is, my current hand trap count at the moment is 3 Ice Blossom, 3 Effect Veiler, 2 Ghost Ogre. I might drop 1 Ice and 1 Veiler for 2 Ghost Bell because it's very good in this format. And then the rest is just, some cards are bricks, some aren't. Some are just cards you want to search. So say the Punishment or the Invocations, they can have their use when you draw them, but you would rather search them. So yeah, that's basically kind of the rundown of the deck. So that's basically it. Not really much else to go through. Like I said, little one card engines. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, please. Comment below any improvements. Like I say in every deck profile or combo tutorial video, if I can just get some inside opinions, maybe people like a certain way I play, maybe think there's a certain other card I should run, maybe a little combo I'm missing out on, fire it in the comments. I love reading them. Any kind of input would be greatly appreciated to make the deck better. Subscribe to the channel, like I said at the start of the video. Loads of content in the channel, loads of deck profiles, loads of combo tutorial videos, stuff like that. So if you're interested in the content, makes me happy. Keeps the lights on in the house, and we live to record another day. So thanks everybody for watching the video, and I'll see everybody for the next one. Goodbye.